Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we have a new prepping skill for you to do, and that's why there's only a shovel sitting there. Today we're going to dig a Dakota fire pit. Alright everybody, welcome back. So we're going to do a Dakota fire pit or Dakota fire hole, however you call it. Today I have a shovel out here. I forget where I got this one. I did review it, I believe. Any shovel will do for this, really, as long as it's a decent enough shovel. I'm going to be digging in our soil out here, which is kind of clay-ish, sort of, and it also has a little bit of rock in it. So it may be a little bit harder for me, but this is a very simple way to build a rather stealthy, handy little covert fire to cook on when you don't want to be spotted out in the woods. So let's get outside and let's get started. All right, so what I got mapped out here is my plan for what I'm going to do. I'm going to dig a hole here, and I'm going to dig a hole here. We're going to connect them underneath. This one's going to be more of a 45-degree angle to get the wind coming in there and kind of creating a Venturi effect to constantly draw nice hot air through there with some oxygen and make it a very efficient fire. So first I'm going to dig this one down about 12 inches, maybe a little less. The ground is very wet. This is actually in my front yard. If you guys are not rural like I am, you can't get away with this, so don't do it in your front yard. But we're going to start digging down this way and see what we can come up with. Okay, so you can see my primary hole here, and that's about 8 inches down. I didn't go all the way down to 12. I have a lot of rock under there, so that'll be good enough. We started doing the other side, and the other side is going to be kind of dug at an angle on the other way in. So we'll bridge that little gap there, and we'll get that heated air coming in through there and up through this one, and that's where our wood's going to go. So let me finish up the other side, and then I'll show you making the cut in the middle so that we get the airflow. Alright, so we're all done. I've got my hole through the middle here. And by the way, don't be afraid to let nature provide you your tools. This is a piece of wood that I had on my fire pit for a while. This was an excellent boring tool to bore right through the middle there. And, you know, where that thing couldn't reach, this could, and it got me all the way through and got a nice big hole. So, this kind of works like this. One side's going to suck the oxygen in, and the other side's going to burn. So the air is heated, and it shoots up from the other side. The heat's concentrated with a constant supply of oxygen. It makes for a very efficient fire. So we're going to load this up with some wood here, and I'm going to throw some tinder in there, and we're going to light it up. Alright, so I got a little black and white fire starter shredded up in here. And I have a nice little fat wood curl there. I'm going to start it with a Vaseline-covered cotton ball here, if I can get it out. Okay, that's good. I'm just going to start that right there. And we're using our old BPS knife here. I just reviewed a couple days ago. There we go. Start up the fat wood. Toss it down. And the nice part about this is because you're getting the oxygen feeding this fire, you don't really have to worry about covering up your tinder because the oxygen will keep feeding the fire. So we're going to let that build and let that go, and I'll bring you back when we actually cook something on this. Alright, so it's not the most smoke-free fire, but it's pretty darn smoke-free for a fire there. It's not a good fire to warm up by because most of your heat is below ground here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of cups of water on here and make some ramen noodles and just see how well it works. Let's see, we've got our Luxada titanium stove. There we go. I'm going to put that on there. The nice part about using this grill, you can use rocks, you can use whatever. The nice part about using the grill is that you have a little bit of a more stable platform, but you can put rocks on the side with bigger pots or pans or whatever. So we're going to load that up and boil some water and see how it comes out. over here, the bucket is blocking the wind. The wind seems to be blowing the opposite way. But when I block it with the bucket, it comes straight up there. You'll see there's no smoke now that I got a good fire going here. No smoke at all. Water seems to be getting hot. Starting to see bubbles at the bottom of it. So I'm impressed. This actually does work. However, if you are new to the outdoors and you haven't built one of these yet, I would suggest doing it, practicing and learning how to do it yourself before you actually have to do it. Because, it's not easy. There's a lot to consider and it takes a little bit of time. So I'll bring you back once that's boiling and everything's ready to eat, and I'll show you how I put it out. They say, now you notice I saved the dirt up top here. I'm going to move this out of the way for a sec, because they say you can just pour the dirt right back in there. For an added safety measure, because fire can carry on tree roots underground, now this ground is very wet, but still, I'm going to pour some water in, and then I'm going to dump the dirt back on it, just to be safe. But as you can tell, even with the windbreak gone now, that thing is working pretty well. Very efficient little fire going on there. All right, bring you back in a few. Alright, looks like we're finished. I'd say that's good. There we go. Yeah, looks good. Let me take it off the fire and let the fire kind of smoke itself out here. Pull the grill off too, because I got to bring that in later. And I'll just let the fire kind of smoke itself out here. Like I said before, I'll probably pour some water on it so that it doesn't start any underground fires with any kind of root systems in my front yard or whatever. Matter of fact, let's do that now. So I don't have all that smoke bothering me while I'm eating. That's pretty much it. Now I'm just going to let that sit. And I'm going to pour in our seasoning. I hope that's in camera. Is that in camera? Yes, it is. It's hard when you have the viewfinder on the other side of the monitor. Okay. There we go. All done. Just mix that around in there. Ooh, getting a mess. And there you go. I got myself a nice hot cup of ramen soup and a fairly undetectable fire. I guess it was a little smoky because the ground's a little wet. And the wood was a little wet, but not bad. Came out perfect. Yep. Can't beat that. So, we're going to put a little more water in there. I finished putting water on it. Just to make sure it's all out. Now, if you're going to use it again, of course I wouldn't cover it back up. But since we're not going to use this again, and I want to make sure that's fully out, I just put some water in there. And I'm just going to rake my dirt back over it. And don't do this in your nice clean lawns, folks. This is a area of my lawn that has nothing in it. It's just dirt. There we go. And it's covered back up. And now I'll stomp on it a little bit to make it a little better. And that's pretty much it. And my food sits there. So I can have a nice lunch and not have a big raging bonfire in front of me where everybody can see it. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. I thank you for watching. Don't forget to click and subscribe. And don't forget to click the bell if you want to be notified when I put new videos up. I put them up pretty often. So generally only 2 days I don't put videos up unless I have some kind of flash sale going on as a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I mean a Thursday or a Wednesday. So make sure you click the bell to be notified. And don't forget to check out our links below. Our store down below has all of the gear that I review, including this knife that we are going to be using in the channel more often now. So you can check them out. That is our Amazon affiliate store. And don't forget to check out our Thrive Life link as well. Life still has the Cyber Monday sales going on today. If you're watching this in the future, of course, they don't. And don't forget to check out our Food for Patriots link, which is preparewithiridium.com. That's preparewithiridium.com. 25-year shelf life, set and forget. You don't have to worry about it. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. I'm going to go have some lunch. Stay safe and stay prepared.